Hello, welcome to GinosGardens. Today we are going to be planting grape tomatoes. They're my favorite. And I have the rabbits joining me this morning. Well, what I do, I use rabbit poop, okay, for my fertilizer. And now, to me that works the best, okay? If you're using another fertilizer, use it, okay? And it works for you, great. If you want to try something different, try it. That's what all gardening is about. Experimenting and trying different things each year. Now what I did this morning is I went down to the store and I bought some grape tomatoes. Now these are $3 a piece and you get about 25 of them, okay? And I mean, they're great, they taste great, you know. When I'm not growing them, yes, I'll purchase them. But if you go to your local nursery, you can purchase a grape tomato. Now, these are roughly the same price as one of these. So, out of the plant, you're going to be getting about 10 of these. So it's worthwhile planting them. Plus, it's from your own garden, you know, and you can share it with family and friends. That's the best part about gardening. Now, before you do start, you have to make sure that, yes, have a pair of safety glasses, especially when you put the cages on your tomatoes, in case you get poked in the eye. You only have 2. You need a pair of leather gloves, and of course, knee pads, okay? Now, you can use knee pads, or if you have a mat, if you have a rug, some thick padding to kneel on, because, you know, it is hard on your knees. Now, what I'm going to be doing is planting the tomatoes. I have 9 tomatoes I'm going to be planting on this side, and I have 9 on that side. What I do is I rake up the dirt and make piles, and I use boards, okay, in between my tomatoes so I can walk on them, because when it rains, okay, it gets a little muddy. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Other than that, these 2 here are just scratching each other's back. They do it all the time, all right? But I have a bunch of rabbits, and what they do is they'll eat my, when I'm done, the broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, all the leaves, they eat everything. And the stalks, they love the stalks. And it's actually really good for their teeth. So, let's get into planting, all right? And I'm gonna try to get through that as quickly as possible. So, stay tuned. It is time to start planting. Make sure you have pads, okay? Have something down there, because it is rough on your knees. Now, I'm going to be, again, planting 9 on this side to start out with. So, what I like to do is I like to make sure I plant it deep in the ground. That's the key. So, let's get in here. Let's just start planting. Oh, this soil looks great. Oh. Try to break a little bit here. There we go. Planting is the fun part. That's it. We're going to go straight down the line here. As you see, you know, I rake out and make my piles going down, so it's easier when I go to plant. Have everything prepared, everything ready to go. You can start them from seed, All right, you need to start them inside and start them early. I'm working on having an excess of seed soon. As you see, it doesn't take long. Make sure you have them deep enough. Pat it down. Now I'm going to be putting the cages on top of each one of these. So we're going to have a lot of tomatoes. The soil looks great. I love using these biodegradable pots. They work great. No pulling them out, no ruining the roots. All you do is I poke a couple holes in these, put it in the ground. Save your containers so you have them every year. As you see, that doesn't take long at all. But now we're going to put the cages up. Now, the cages, I don't stick them in the ground. They actually get set on top, and I use a stake. I made stakes. All you do is you get a 2x4, cut it on a 45-degree angle in the center of the length, and then down the length. Zip it right down the middle, and then you end up having 4 stakes. 4 4-foot stakes on one 8-foot 2x4. So what I do is I set the cages on top, and then I'll put stake in, and then I'll zip tie them. Okay, so it's pretty easy. And if you go back to my video, I think it's number 13, how to make tomato cages. I show you how to make 4-foot tomato cages, also 6-foot tomato cages. Basically, you just cut the 4-foot one in half and add it on to the 4-foot, give you another 2-foot. It's pretty simple, but look at it, then you know how to do it. If you make your own tomato cages, they'll last you a long time, a real long time. They don't get bent up or anything. The kind you buy at the store, you got to stick those in the ground. They get bent up a lot. Now I do use those on other tomato plants, and I'll show you that later. So go back and look at number 13, I believe it is, and you'll see how you make them. Now what I'm going to do is go and put the cages on here.